My name is Nurudeen Alao. I teach geography at UCI School of Social Sciences. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the Global Connect program, the Geography Unit. I'd like to start by stating the major purposes which the Global Connect program serves. First, the program seeks to enrich your understanding of the globalization process, which is transforming the globe into a village with dense and intricate communication network through which people, information, and finance flow at ever-increasing speed. Second, the Global Connect program seeks to smoothen your transition from high school social science to college social science by bringing to you and giving you a foretaste of some of the basic principles, concepts, ideas, and methods of the social sciences. Of course, the social sciences include political science, economics, sociology, anthropology, and geography. Thirdly, the Global Connect program seeks to encourage you to choose UCI, that is to say University of California, Irvine, for your college education. Geography provides many ideas and concepts which are important in understanding the human world and the processes and consequences of globalization. So we may start by looking at the discipline, geography itself. We want to ask the basic question, what is geography? The discipline can be defined in a variety of ways. Some definitions are more complex than others, some easier to grasp, more practical. And so let's look at three definitions. The first, which puts geography as the study of the distribution of objects or phenomena of the Earth's surface, that characterizes geography as a discipline which studies the distribution, the occurrence of objects on the surface of the Earth. Where are they? How do they occur? Are they densely concentrated in certain parts of the world? Why? Are they absent in certain parts of the world? Why? And that leads to a second definition, which is that geography studies the hows and whys of wheres. That is to say, it looks at the distribution of phenomena on the surface of the Earth and asks the question, how has this distribution come about? Why do we have this pattern of distribution? Which means that we can summarize geography as a spatial discipline, a discipline which is concerned with the spatial dimension of objects of the universe. Our next question in trying to understand geography is, what are the major subdivisions of geography? The definition that we have gone through of geography indicates that geography is a way, a perspective on reality. And it is this perspective which distinguishes geography. And the subdivision of geography depends upon the manner in which this perspective is applied to the real world. And so we have two fundamental subdivisions of geography: the systematic subdivision and the regional subdivision. I think it was Alan Strehler, a noted geographer, who summarized the definition of systematic geography by saying it is a synthesis, a horizontal synthesis. That is to say, systematic geography is concerned with topical issues and seeks to provide principles, methods, conclusions that are universally applicable with respect to topics. That is to say, systematic geography synthesizes horizontally. Regional geography, on the other hand, synthesizes vertically. That is to say, it assembles facts and data about specific areas and seeks to show the distinctiveness of such areas. And so geography is divided basically into two subdivisions: the systematic, which looks at principles of universal application; regional geography, which focuses on areas which have distinctiveness with respect to certain criteria. Systematic geography, of course, can be further broken down into the physical component and the human component. Physical geography deals with the natural phenomena of the Earth's surface and has branches such as geomorphology, which deals with the form of the land form, the topography; climatology, which deals with the average weather conditions over a long period of time; hydrology, which studies the water system; and biogeography, which studies the distribution of plants and animals on a global basis. The human geography component studies the human characteristics. It may be subdivided into the economic, cultural, and political subunits. The economic focusing upon livelihood, people; cultural focusing upon the way of life, the assemblage of symbols of a people and how these symbols are distributed over the surface of the earth. And of course, political deals with the state structure, the governance pattern, etc., etc. When we have these major subdivisions, we think that perhaps they are not connected, and they're so distinct, nothing really links them. That's not true. All of the subdivisions make use of a number of basic concepts. 5 of them we will have time to look at today, 5 basic concepts. The first of these basic concepts is space. Space is the fundamental and pervasive context in which objects of geographical concern are studied. In some disciplines, space can be abstractly specified, for example, in mathematics. In geography, space is concrete. Space manifests itself geographically through the description of the concentration and dispersion of objects. Concentration of objects may signal the mutual attraction amongst objects. And this mutual attraction may be provided by forces which belong in the social, economic, cultural, and political arena. And so, for example, when you have a university, quite often bookstores tend to be located close by, where you have students. Restaurants may also be available, etc., etc. Dispersion may signal the mutual repellence of objects due to the same forces working in opposite direction. So, for example, factories, polluting factories, would avoid residential areas. Consequently, we can say that the fundamental concept of space integrates in geography the concept of distance, that's to say how far apart objects are, direction, that is to say orientation of objects, and density, that is to say the intensity with which these objects crowd at particular points. Of course, when space is bounded, we simply talk of areas, and areas of different forms or of different functions are given different names, as we will see subsequently. And next, the concept of place. Place encompasses location and all its physical and cultural attributes, as well as the mental and emotional meaning which location may evoke. That's to say, place is a more complex concept than mere location. It adds to location culture, for example. A sense of place is conferred by the distinctiveness which the place possesses, the identity of the place. This identity may be of a cultural nature or even of a perceptual nature. The shopping facilities, the recreational facilities, etc., which are associated with a location, impart the notion of place to the location. The dynamics of events around the location may give meaning to the place, the daily ebb and flow of people, the trees surrounding the area, the rivers nearby, or even the history embedded by the location may evoke a sense of place, about the location. Our third concept is that of the environment. Within geography, the environment is a fundamental concept, also quite complex. The environment is the complex of natural and human objects which populate an area and which are mutually interrelated and which provide the basis of cultural reproduction and cultural advance. So the environment is relevant largely with respect to the things or the objects contained in it. Our fourth concept is the concept of the region, to which we made some earlier reference. What is a region? The region is almost as fundamental to geographic thinking as the notion of set in mathematics. The region is an area distinct from its surrounding or from its neighbors by its physical or cultural homogeneity, or by its functional unity. A fire station, together with the regions, the areas which it serves, will constitute a functional region. The area devoted to wheat farming or cotton farming in a country can be referred to as a formal region. A wheat region, a cotton region will be a formal region. And so we can multiply examples. The spring wheat region of the United States, which is centered on Minnesota, North Dakota, and South Dakota, or the winter wheat region centered on Kansas, Colorado, and Oklahoma, will each constitute a formal region. The region is important to the geographer because it serves as a basis for organizing data, of formulating hypotheses, and of structuring spatial ideas. And finally, we have the concept of the map. The map is an indispensable tool for the geographer because it provides the geographer with the important tool to display spatial characteristics, to convey analytical results, and to propose policies. Apart from it being very extremely useful, the map is a wonderful tool. It is a transformation. It represents a transformation of the curved surface of the Earth's surface on a plane, on a two-dimensional plane. In making the transformation, we are involved in a number of compromises, and we lose accuracy in certain dimensions. So maps are desired with respect to certain dimensions which they preserve accurately. Direction, area, distance, etc., etc. in order to preserve certain real-world characteristics, we employ projections in order to make the maps. The geographer who deals with map making is a scientist who is involved in a fairly complicated mathematics. But the end product for us is to simplify the real world without losing the essential message, which is to convey the character of spatial distribution. The map maker is called a cartographer, and map making in geography is called cartography. Well, space is so fundamental to geography that you might consider the questions which may arise from place. How do you develop a sense of place? I leave it to you to ponder over following questions. Can you identify where your school is? First of all, let us say by cross streets, by association with certain other landmarks, by the location of freeways, by the homes and shopping centers surrounding the school, etc. A sense of place is attained when you associate, when the location evokes particular characteristics of the place in you. The geographer deals with regions, space, and aerial units for analysis. Apart from the large-scale, global scale at which the geographer works, the continent represents the next lower order of area with which the geographer is often concerned. And so in order for us to look quickly at the continents, what is a continent? Well, you can offer many different definitions, but the most practical one is to regard a continent as a continuously built large expanse of land. On the global scale, on our globe today, we have 7 continents that we want to quickly look at and make important statements about. The first of them is Antarctica. So what are the important points from a broad geographical perspective? What are the important points to note about Antarctica? Well, first, we should note that it's the southernmost continent. It is located in the southern hemisphere. It is surrounded by the Southern Ocean, also known as the Antarctic Ocean, and of course is the 4th largest continent. At the end, we will look at the relative sizes of the continents. The next is Australia. Australia is in aerial terms the smallest continent. Like Antarctica, it is located in the southern hemisphere, surrounded by the Indian Ocean to the northwest, Pacific Ocean to the northeast. And it's one of the 2 continents not connected to any other continent. The next is Asia. Asia is the largest of the continent, and we will note later that also in terms of population, It's the largest. Second, to the east is the Pacific Ocean. To the south is the Indian Ocean. And to the north, the Arctic Ocean is located east of Europe, north of Australia. And it's, of course, in the northern hemisphere. The next continent is Europe. If you look at Europe on the map, you've been impressed by the peninsular character of the continent. It is, in fact, a continent, a large peninsula, but also a peninsula of peninsulas. It's connected to Asia, which is to its east. To the north is the Arctic Ocean. To the west, the Atlantic Ocean. And, of course, is the second smallest or sixth largest continent. The next is Africa. Africa lies south of Europe, is the second largest continent in areal terms. It has the Atlantic Ocean to its west, the Indian Ocean to its east, and is separated from Europe by the Mediterranean Sea. The next continent is South America. South America is north of Antarctica, is located in the southwest, and is bordered by the Pacific Ocean to the west, the Atlantic Ocean to the northwest, the Atlantic Ocean to both the east, north, and northwest. It is the fourth largest continent. The next continent is North America. The United States, Mexico, and Canada are part of North America. It is situated, as you see on the map, to the northwest. The Atlantic Ocean is to the east, the Pacific Ocean to the west. It is the third largest continent. We may now take a look at the facts about the area and population of the continents and compare their sizes and area in our minds. The continent of Africa is approximately 11.7 million square miles in area and an estimated population of 840 million. Antarctica has an area of 5.4 million square miles. Virtually nobody lives there. Only experimenters go there to carry out their experiments because there it is so cold. Australia has an area of 2.9 million square miles and a population of 21 million. Asia has an area of 17.3 million square miles and an estimated population of 3.8 billion. That's to say 3,800 million. Europe has an area of about 3.8 million square miles and an estimated population of 710 million. North America has an area of 9.5 million square miles, an estimated population of 514 million people. In South America, area 6.9 million square miles and a population of 371 million. You can see that by far Asia is the most highly populated and the largest continent, and is followed by Africa with a population of 840 million people. The third largest continent is North America, and it's followed by South America, and then by Antarctica. It is clear that the population of Asia is more than 4 times the population of Africa. Through our understanding of the location of areas and activities of humans in the world, through our understanding, using geographical concept, of the distribution of resources of population, we more fully understand the nature of globalization, the consequences of continuing interconnectedness of places in the world, the problems which arise as a result of globalization are based in space, and their resolution must also be based in space. And geography is central to both the understanding and the resolution. Thank you very much.